In today's video, we are going to talk about IELTS skills for life, and particularly its A1, A2, and B1 test that IELTS has started offering. Many people have asked me questions about the different types of exam that they have to take if they're applying for UK visas, especially when they are living outside the United Kingdom. Then there are not as many options as for those people who are living in the UK have. So in this tutorial, I'm going to talk about what if you are not, what if you don't have a Trinity and similar tests available in your countries, then what you can do. So for those people who are living outside the UK and they want to apply for a UK visa and they cannot do Trinity exams or Pearson's or other exams, City and Guilds, then IELTS Skills for Life is for them. Okay, so listen carefully and I'll explain everything in detail. First of all, what is the test for? IELTS Skills for Life is people who need to prove their English speaking and listening skills at CEFR, which is Common European Framework of Reference for Languages levels A1, A2 and B1. Well, in simple words, if you are applying for spouse visa, if you're applying for a parent visa, or if you're applying for extension of the spouse visa, or citizenship, or naturalization, or indefinite leave to remain, you need to do A1, A2 and B1 exams. People who are in this country, they can have many options. For example, Trinity exams, for example, Cambridge exams, for example, other exams. But Trinity does not offer its tests outside the United Kingdom. So my videos, most of my videos are about Trinity exams. So that's why my audience, which are outside the United Kingdom, they ask me whether they can do B1 or A2 or A1. So my answer to them is that no, you can't, because you're not in the United Kingdom. So that's why if you're applying for a visa, you need to do IELTS Skills for Life. Okay. Now IELTS Skills for Life has started offering A1, A2 and B1 levels. Okay, so if you do this test, you meet the requirement criteria for the Home Office of the United Kingdom. This test is for the people who want to apply for a UK visa in various categories. I told you about that. And if you cannot do JESE grade 2, 3 or 5 exams of Trinity College London or similar tests, then you can do IELTS Life Skills. My previous video is about different types of tests which you can do inside the United Kingdom, which is A1, A2, B1, B2, C1 and IELTS as well. But for those people who cannot do JESE grade 2, 3 or 5 exams, they have now an option to do IELTS. Okay, so where would you do that? You will ask the British Council in your countries and they can help you do that. Right. Which levels does it offer? So IELTS Life Skills is available at 3 levels. Number 1 is IELTS Life Skills A1, which is speaking and listening exam. IELTS Life Skills A2, which is again speaking and listening exam, but this is only offered in the United Kingdom or the UK. Why? Because when you get this one, when you do A1, you apply for spouse visa. Okay, after that you come to the UK, and then after 2.5 years you need extension of spouse visa to complete your 5 years before you apply for indefinite leave to remain. So once you are on spouse visa, after 2.5 years you will need an extension of this visa. So for that you need to do another English language test, which is A2 if you are doing Trinity College JESE grade 3, and if you are not, then you can do IELTS life skill A2, which is again speaking and listening exam, and then you can do IELTS life skills B1 speaking and listening exam. This is also done by other awarding bodies. So IELTS skills life skill has started offering this as well. Okay, now I'm going to talk about all of these three A1, A2 and B1 exams separately on the next slides. So stay tuned and listen to them carefully. Hopefully this will help your problems. This test is for the family route. A1, a family life as a partner of a settled person, spouse or partner. If your partner or spouse or husband or wife, they are in the UK and you want to join them, you need to apply for a spouse visa and you need to satisfy the Home Office language requirements, which is IELTS life skills A1. If you want your parent to come here and join you, once again they would like to have A1, which is IELTS life skill. Okay, they would need to have. This is an 18 minutes long test, and obviously if you check my other videos, I mentioned that A1 for Trinity College is only 6 minutes long test. Okay, so this is the difference. Now the question arises, what if I have Trinity exam available and IELTS life skills, which one should I pick? So I'll talk about that after I discuss about all these three tests. Okay, and it will make your life easier, I tell you. IELTS life skills A2. This test is for family route and then extension. Yeah, as I told you that you will get 2.5 years visa, which is 27 months exactly, and then after that you will still need more time, 2.5 years at least, to complete your 5 years. So extension requires an A2 qualification with your application. So family life as a partner, settled person, spouse and parent, so you need to have A2 test, which is 20 minutes long test. Once again, this test is only offered in the UK. Right. Hopefully you understand A1 and A2. Now it is B1, IELTS life skills B1. Okay, so this is the level of IELTS life skills. So this is for those people who want to apply for indefinite leave to remain or settlement or permanent residency, or they want to apply for British citizenship or naturalization. Okay, so if you are applying for these applications, so you need to do either B1 from any other awarding body, or if you want to choose IELTS life skill, then this is the one for you, and it is a 22 minutes long test. Before I compare Trinity and IELTS, I would like to talk about results here, and then we will go to compare these two tests. Test results are normally available within 7 days of your test, and you will get one of these two results, pass or fail. Now excuse me, if you pass the test, then you can use that for your visa application, but if you fail, you have to do the test again. On the other hand, in Trinity exam, you have pass with merit, pass with distinction, pass and fail. Okay, so whether you pass with merit, whether you pass with distinction, or just pass, still it is valid. Okay, so here you have only two things, pass or fail. So please make sure that you choose the right test. Okay, now $1 million question, IELTS life skills versus Trinity Celt exams. There is a difference between IELTS life skills and Trinity Celt tests. Okay, now as I told you that both of them are speaking and listening tests. So what is the difference between their speaking and their listening? There is a big difference here. Speaking is, in IELTS life skills, speaking is between two candidates in examiner's presence who gives them prompts. For example, you want to do IELTS life skills, so you will not be the only person sitting with the examiner. So there would be one examiner and there would be two candidates, two people taking the test. So examiner will ask you questions at the same time to both of you candidates, and then examiner will ask you to speak to each other. Means both candidates will speak to each other as per the directions or the instructions of the examiner. Okay, this is how the speaking is done in IELTS life skills. On the other hand, Trinity CELT exams speaking is one-to-one, which is one examiner, one candidate in a separate room. So they two speak to each other. Now, what is the listening here? Listening involves listening to two recordings and then answering questions. So you will listen to two recordings on a recorder or on a tape, and then you will answer questions on that. Whereas in CELT Trinity exams, examiner speaks to you, you listen, that's it. No specific recording, no recordings at all, nothing. You just speak to each other. It's just like conversation, two people speaking to each other. When the examiner speaks, you listen. When you speak, the examiner listens. That is how listening and speaking is done. But here in IELTS, you will have recordings. You will listen to that, and then you will listen to that carefully and then answer the questions. That is the difference between the two. Now the question is, which one should I do? All right, now if I say that if you are in the UK and you have an option to do Trinity exam or any other awarding bodies exam which is similar to Trinity exam, and then you have an option to choose IELTS as well, so I would say that IELTS is a longer test, a bigger test. It means 18 minutes, 20 minutes and 22 minutes, whereas in Trinity exam college you have A1 for 6 minutes, A2 for 7 minutes and B1 for 10 minutes. Okay, so you can see the difference. And also you have to listen to recordings in IELTS, whereas in Trinity exam you don't have to listen to any recordings. You just have to listen to the examiner, his questions or her questions, and then you have to answer that. So personally speaking, if you are comfortable in listening to recordings, you should go for IELTS. Otherwise, I think Trinity would be a better option, but the choice is yours. It's up to you. I'm not saying that one test is difficult than the other, but I'm saying that whatever you feel comfortable with, you should go for that. But this is how both these tests are. So once again, to my audience outside the United Kingdom who are not living in the UK, they should ask the British Council and they should book a test through them, IELTS life skills, and get their advice about what type of tests they have to do, because they are not exposed to any Trinity or other awarding bodies exams in their countries. Okay, I'm sure this will help you and help you to choose your proper test, right test. Okay, if you still have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you very much and I wish you all the best. Bye.